Hey everyone, I have a question for you. Do you think intuition or N actually stands for independent? Okay, hear me out here. What I'm trying to say is, in neuroscience, there's an idea that some people are from the top down while some people are from the bottom up. And what that means is top down is a network in your brain that you use when you try to think on your own for a solution or for a task that you want to do. While bottom up is when you ask your remote environment, when you use your five senses to drink in what's happening around you and to get an idea of what needs to be done. So the question here is, if you are a person that tends to consult their environment, asking other people for advice, looking up instruction books for advice, listening to, recalling to what teachers have told you, or if you are an intuitive, which means a person who uses their own head to think up an independent new answer to a question. From what we have learned, top-down thinking types disregard what the environment says. They filter out unnecessary things that happen around them. They don't care about the painting over there. They don't care about what's happening around them. They filter out and they only focus on what they think is important. So here's an example. If an intuitive thinks they want Japanese, they only look for things around them, restaurants around them that serve Japanese foods. They only look for recipes on the internet that are about Japanese food. While when a sensor decides what to eat, in general, what they would do is they would look up recipes and they would find the most delicious, the most interesting recipe that they could find, regardless of what kind of food it was. So here's the kind of difference between the two. What I'm trying to get at is, I think intuitives are top-down types while sensors are bottom-up types. I'm not saying that sensors can't think for themselves. I'm not saying that intuitives can't consult their environment. I'm sure if you're an anxious type, you can do that a lot actually. But the thing is here, intuitives will enter a state of flow when they can think for themselves, and they will lose their flow, they will lose their energy when they start asking other people, using instruction books to decide what to do. So the question is, what do you need to be motivated and to stay engaged? What happens when other people start telling you what to do, what to think, how to act? How it happens when you read instruction books? Do you fade out? Do you pay attention? Do you like the whole concept in itself? Because obviously I think everyone needs to do everything to be balanced, but well, we seem to be more adept at certain things. I think intuitives in average tend to have larger working memory, because in average you need a higher working memory if you're gonna think for yourself. You're gonna need to be able to hold more options in your head. And what we have come to learn about top-down and bottom-up is top-down types are overall more adept at changing their own behavior. They're better at going against their basic instincts, their basic urges. They're better at going against what they have been conditioned to do in their childhood or by their friends. And instead they do what is best according to their own heads. And this can of course be really messed up if you're a messed up intuitive, if your head is messed up. I don't know what that means exactly, but I don't mean to say this is always a good thing. I mean to say sometimes it's good to act on your urges and your instincts, and I think that's kind of sensor's advantage. A sensor acts based on reflexes, on instincts, on the five senses. They can make decisions faster An intuitive, on the other hand, they want to go into their own heads and think up an answer first. So there is a difference here in how you solve problems, what you rely on to solve problems. There is a question here of how in tune you are with your reflexes, with your instincts, with your basic conditioning. It is a question here of how good you are at challenging your own body, going against your own urges, to instead do what you think is the best thing long term. And I wonder, are you an intuitive or are you a sensor? Have you taken the Neo-Jungian typology test yet? I will link it down in the description below, and if you are interested, feel free to take it and tell us your result. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this theory.